Good morning, everyone. I'm Liu Yizhao. Will open our presentation. First, the project overview. This proposal delivers a mixed-use employment hub at the Green Square Town Center, right near a station, exactly as highlighted by the Greater Sydney Commission. In simple terms, they are adding contemporary non-residential floor space at the core of the precinct. So jobs and services set where people already live. Now, the key cost and benefits. The capital investment is around 200 million Australian dollar. In terms of benefits, we accept thousands of job positions across the life cycle, construction rules upfront, and ongoing jobs in office, education, health, and ritual once the buildings are operating. From an economic perspective, the project contributes an annual added value of about 150.9 million Australian dollar, and it supports around 4.5 Australian million dollar in new racial spending each year. Taken together, the message of slide 1 is clear. Target investment at the transit location can rebalance Green Square by bringing jobs and services closer to residents. With that context, let me turn to project description. What exactly the proposal aims to achieve? There are three aims shown on this slide. First, a mixed-use employment hub were created, aligned to 30 minutes 30 vision. That means every services and many jobs are reachable within or short term from home. Second, Green Square has grown quickly on the housing side. This project creates that by delivering modern employment and service space where it's most needed. Third, it supports health, education, office, and ritual uses in one place. Okay, there's my whole part. I will now hand over to Xiong Zijian, who will explain our method and the results in more details. Thank you.
Hi, from a macroeconomic perspective, Green Square is experiencing rapid population growth, rising from around 41,000 residents in 2021 to about 73,000 by 2036. Most of these new residents are young, skilled professionals with higher incomes and stronger expectation for services, education, and workplace quality. However, the supply of non-residential floor space has not kept pace. The precinct is forecast to require more than 900,000 square meters of employment space by 2036, but current prevention is significantly lower. As a result, jobs and services are leaking to surrounding centers. This project help us close the gap by delivering large, flexible, and well-designed floor space that directly matches local tenant demand. And the next page, at the macroeconomic level, the proposal also aligns strongly with broader metropolitan and state planning strategies, including the Greater Sydney Region Plan, the Eastern City District Plan, and the local strategic planning statement. These policies all identify Green Square as a strategic employment center and a key location for the 30-minute city. By 2036, the wider Green Square and City South Corridor is expected to accommodate more than 17,000 additional jobs and around 800,000 square meters of non-residential floor space, but a large share of recent development has been residential, which has created a mismatch between housing and employment. The project therefore plays a corrective role in rebalancing the land use structure and turning long-term planning intent into on-the-ground delivery right next to high-capacity public transport. Yeah, that's all.
So this is the summary of the cost for the project. On the financial side, the total capital cost is about $200 million for construction, design, and management. And every year there's about 4 million for operation and 1 million for maintenance. After 30 years, the building is expected to give a $40 million value, and everything is calculated at a 7% discount rate. On the socio-economic side, the costs aren't just money. They're about temporary impacts on people and the environment. This includes the noise, dust, and traffic during construction, shading from tall building, and limited parking or access for locals. There are also short-term carbon emission, but most of it can be reduced with proper planning and communication. And moving on to the project benefit. Financially, the project makes money from office, retail, and apartment rentals. Offices brings in around 12 million a year, retail adds about 1.8 million, and apartments rental generate around 14.9 million, giving a total of about 28.7 million per year. The socio-economic benefits are even bigger. The project will create roughly around 2,400 jobs, improve access to health, education, and shopping, and support Sydney's goal for 30-minute city where people live close to what they need. It also improves public spaces and environmental sustainability through renewable energy and water recycling. In short, it boosts the economy and makes the area more livable. And moving on to the cash flow, this is the financial perspective. In year zero, there's a big outflow of $200 million, which is the capital cost. From year 1 to 30, it's earned around 28.7 million a year, with 5 million in yearly costs. That gives a net of 23.7 million per year. At year 30, the 40 million residual value is added back in. Overall, is a steady and healthy cash flow, showing the project make solid financial returns over time. And moving on to the socio-economic perspective, in year zero, there's 200 million capital costs, and in year 1 and 2, another 10 million per year for construction disruption like noise and traffic. From year 3 onwards, the benefits start rolling in around 155 million per year. This is coming from job, retail activity, and against about 7 million a year in ongoing costs. That is a net social gain of around 148 million per year. At the end of the project, the 40 million residual value adds back in. So overall, the project gives a huge long-term returns for both people and local economy. And now for the viability indicators. Financially, the NPV is around 99 million, BCR is 1.36, and IRR is 11%, all showing that the project is profitable. And socio-economically, the results are even more outstanding. The NPV is 1.36 billion, BCR is 5.64, and IRR is 37%. This means that the project gives back more than 5 times the value of what it costs, especially in jobs, spending, and sustainability. In short, the Green Square Town Centre isn't just financially successful, it's also a huge win for the community and proving that smart urban project can be both profitable and socially responsible.
Okay, and my name is Jia Huang, and my part is risk assessment, and it's about the managing economic exposure from pedestrian wind environment. And there are 4 key points, which is asset value and market ability erosion, and the retrofit costs and operational disruption, and legal and insurance liabilities, and public safety and environmental qualities. And here's the 2 graphic, and about how to describe these 2 graphic is the extreme risk is asset value and marketability loss, and the high risk is traffic cost and operational disruption, and the medium risk is legal and insurance cost, and the low risk is environmental externality. And about the quantitative parameters is asset value decrease 0 to 20%, and the retrofitting cost is about 5 million to 20 million range. The retail volcanic increase is about 5 to 10%, which is wind related, and the legal settlements and insurance premium increases include in modeling. And moving on the next part.
The project is considered feasible mainly because of its strong location advantage next to the station. This position helps attract key entry tenants early, which stabilizes the lease-up process and supports long-term acquisition of the precinct. It is also important to monitor and manage capital expenditure carefully to control escalation during delivery. However, there are still some limitations and data gaps. The financial outcomes are sensitive to discount rate assumptions, and there is a potential risk of cost escalation driven by construction inflation. These issues would benefit from further scenario testing and refinement in the next stage of analysis. And that's all. Thanks. Okay, let me check. I think